welcome another Square and Compass Promotions live stream. This one of the 1 a.m. live streams. I hope everybody's doing well. Thank you so much for being here. We're getting close to Christmas, 6 days away, which is crazy to think. We have a lot of exciting things coming up as well, so I hope that you guys will be following along for that. Don't forget, on Saturday, we're going to be doing a live stream of me getting my next Masonic tattoo, which should be really fun. I hope you guys will check that out. At Advanced Tattoo, probably doing the live stream around probably around 12 to 1 p.m. In the meantime, though, let's wait to see who joins. These 1 a.m. streams, I don't have any specific topics. Rather, it's just hang out and wait to see who joins and wait to see what you guys want to talk about. Any thoughts on Freemasonry? Positive, negative, or neutral? I'd love to hear them. Or we can just hang out for a few. All right, so let's give it a bit of time. Please take a moment, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and let me know if there is anything that you want to talk about. Any thoughts you have on Freemasonry, positive, negative, or neutral? Like I said, I'd love to hear it. And let's give it a few minutes. See if anybody jumps on. I know 1 a.m. Eastern, people are sleeping or want to be sleeping, which there's nothing wrong with that. However, maybe some people want to join and hang out and chat. Maybe we've got a lot of night owls on this stream, such as myself. So let's give it a few minutes. Hello, crew. I hope you're doing well. I hope you'll hit the like and subscribe button. Baller, please hit like and subscribe. I do not play Call of Duty. Appetite, by all means. All right. Well, Appetite Control Force, let's just put you in timeout for a second over here. Awesome. Thank you so much, crew. That's very kind of you. It is 1 a.m. for me, 1:04 a.m. Matthew, I do these streams 1 a.m. and 1 p.m. Although I feel like my camera is kind of... This is a really ugly looking... I feel like I'm out of focus. Hold on just 1 second. I'm going to just try to wipe out the camera for 1 second. All right, there we go. I think the camera's looking better now. Sorry about that. For some reason, the camera's looking ugly. Yes, I think that's better. I hope that's better. I'm not sure why the camera was so blurry. How old? I'm in my 40s, which is very sad to say. I wish I was younger, but that's okay. I should be honored to be 40. I should be grateful for getting older. For a lot of people, getting older is something they're not lucky to have. So I should be grateful that I'm a little bit older. I have a cat. I hope that means something. I have a cat. Hold on just 1 second. I got my cat, speaking of my cat, making a whole bunch of noises in my, there we go. Cat's causing trouble. Yes, my cat is named Bandit, I should say, excuse me. The dude, what you can do is hit the like and subscribe button. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. So that one weird guy, please hit like and subscribe. M-Stan, please hit like and subscribe, etc., etc. But I hope everybody is doing well and having a great night. Thank you all so much for being here. Any thoughts you have on Freemasonry, positive, negative, or neutral? I'd love to hear them. Um, I don't know what that means, a bathrobe. And yes, I got a big head. What can I say? I got a big brain in there. That's why. Please hit like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. I got a big nose as well. Nice try, Stu Ans 544, but please hit the like and subscribe button nonetheless. Any thoughts on Freemasonry, positive, negative, or neutral? I'd love to hear them. The purpose of Square and Compass Promotions is to promote the ways Freemasonry was and is relevant to the communities in which it was located. Um, Toronto Bandit. I'm from Windsor, actually, close to Toronto. We do not revile people's religions here or their religious beliefs. Whether you're Muslim, Christian, Jewish, Indigenous, Hindu, Sikh, you are welcome to be on the stream, and you're also actually welcome to be part of Freemasonry. 8547. It depends. Every lodge sets its own dues. For me, I'm a member of 5 different Masonic lodges. The cheapest dues I pay are $40 American per year. The most expensive is $175 per year, and it's going to go up to $250. I am not a veteran, Darkness Stars. Toronto, Freemasonry is not from the devil, nor is it of the devil. Freemasonry is from Stone Masonic guilds in the Middle Ages. Well, a bathrobe, you should not do that. So please turn yourself into the police. Terrence the Discerner. It is not satanic, Kaluta. Terrence the Discerner, almost was one. What are the benefits of being a member? There is no single benefit, Discerner, to being a Freemason. Rather, every Freemason derives his own personal benefits. For example, for me, my grandfather was a Freemason. I never met him. He passed away before I was born on my dad's side, but I still felt close to him because I was a Freemason, or because I am a Freemason. I feel connected to him in a way I would not have otherwise. But that's a personal benefit that I get. A lot of Masons get the benefit of making friends they would not make otherwise. A lot of Masons get the benefit of learning how to kind of organize and administer meetings. They develop leadership skills. They develop memorization skills. You also get the benefit of a social safety net. You know you have brothers on whom you can rely if you struggle and need support. At the core, though, the benefit of Freemasonry is the same benefit as any other group. It's like a boys' night out. It's camaraderie, it's friendship, it's being part of something bigger than oneself and the relationships that are developed therein. Why must I be invited? With a face as handsome as mine, I'm invited to every circle. Um, oh, there is no secret password to get in, Maverick. If you want to get into Freemasonry, there is no secret. To be one, ask one, go talk to your Masonic Lodge and express your interest in joining. Um, I am not a lizard person. I don't think I'm a lizard person, anyways. Stoners, I am not from Alberta. I am from Winnipeg and currently live in Windsor, which I guess is close to Winnipeg is close to Alberta, I guess. Close-ish. There's a whole pretend province between us and them. No offense to my Saskatchewan people. Yeah, Vic Morrison is absolutely right. Community service is a part of it. For a lot of people, they join because they want to serve the community and they believe Freemasonry allows them to do so. What I would say in those cases is the benefit of Freemasonry is it provides you with the opportunity to try and make the world a better place through the application of brotherly love, relief, and truth. Kaluta, yes! Exclamation point. My father's a Freemason, my mother Eastern Star, I was Demolay. Okay, cool. So a Masonic family. Very awesome. I mean, just for the record, so people understand, you don't need to have a Masonic connection to join Demolay, nor do you need one to be a Mason. You can be the first in your family to be a Mason. However, for a lot of families, They do have a tradition of being part of Masonic lodges, a part of DMLA. If they have daughters, Order of Rainbow, Eastern Star. Howard, welcome. Thank you for being here. Please take a moment, hit that like and subscribe button. I'd very much appreciate it. Help me turn my passion for Freemasonry into profession. Um, there is no 39th degree unless you are part of Memphis Mizraim in Europe, but if you're part of a 39th degree, you're more likely part of a clandestine lodge. Stony Indian, Alberta, Canada. I've never been to, I've been to Alberta, but I'm not sure if Stony Indian is the name of a town. I've never been there. I've been to Calgary a few times. Joe, I think I do remember you. Two Joes would probably be familiar. Welcome back. Stoner's Code, Canada. Yes. We are not, Chris. We do not handpick presidents. There have been some Masonic presidents through history of the United States. I think 14 or 15, but that's still a minority. Saint Pinor, go to the doctors. I'm going to give you a serious answer. If you need to reattach your skin, go to the doctors ASAP. Call 911 if the skin is, off sufficiently. No, I have not, Rango. Please hit like and subscribe. That's true, Saul. It's not that my membership exclusively gives me the confidence to speak on Freemasonry, because there are people who've been Masons for 20 years and have never attended anything more than their initiation and a few meetings. The reason I have confidence to talk about Freemasonry as I do is because not only have I been a Freemason for 20 years, thereabouts, but I've attended well over 1,000 Masonic events. I've attended events in South America, throughout South America, North America, Europe, Asia. I was just in the Philippines, Bogota. I've attended York Rite events, Scottish Rite events, open houses, degrees, both emulation and York Rite. And at no point have I seen anything that I would describe as nefarious, satanic, etc., etc. And so you reach this point where you kind of feel like, if I've done so much and seen so much and not seen anything that would, that is in amity or in agreement with the conspiracy theories, maybe I should trust my own judgments and my own experiences, and potentially maybe others could or should as well. Yeah, but if you've been around for long enough in government, you tend to learn a lot of the secrets, that's for sure. I don't know, Howard Clegg. So it's interesting, Howard Clegg. One of the greatest lessons I ever got in university was from a professor. And he said, never use descriptors, use accurate information, or avoid descriptors altogether, because when you use a descriptor, what you're doing is you're trying to make the audience's mind up for them. So when you say lots of records of Masons helping other Masons on the battlefield during the Civil War, there are definitely records of Masons helping other Masons on various battlefields, not just the Civil War. I would not use the term lots, because lots as compared to what? I mean, I can think of 2 or 3 off the top of my head of, such records or stories. The most famous one being the Brother to Brother monument in Gettysburg. Don't use the term lots. Either give a specific number or just state there are records of Masons. Because lots makes an implication that I don't think you can back up. You have to define the term lots. Oh, everybody does, Terrence. There are tons of clandestine lodges. One of the biggest challenges that a lot of Masons think we are dealing with in 2025 is the existence of clandestine lodges. I'm a lot more sanguine about it, let's say, than other people. I'm much less concerned about their existence. I think we need to just keep our own house in order and not worry about clandestine lodges. Yes, Jason, I got an egghead. Please hit like and subscribe. I'd very much appreciate it. I assume you're talking about my very awesome, deep, raspy voice. It's because I'm live streaming all the time. What can I say? This is the consequence to one's voice. Well, I didn't start my YouTube channel until I was already well within my Masonic career. I was about 17 years in before I started this. So just keep that in mind. This is a newer endeavor. However, I think it's a valuable endeavor, and it's me, once again, trying to turn my passion for Freemasonry into a profession. And it's doing well. And the reason it's going well is thanks to all of you. Don't forget you can support me on Patreon, support me on X, support me on Facebook, etc., etc., etc. That's a great question, Chris. For me personally, I've always admired the emphasis on religious and political tolerance. We have, and for that matter, just tolerance in general. We have members of all different races, religions, creeds, ethnicities. I think that's one of its greatest strengths, one of the things I love about it the most. Well, I do talk a lot, but that's just because I have a lot of cool things to say and I have this beautiful voice. Upper degrees, I mean, it's not even upper degrees. There are some entered apprentices who don't like to talk about Freemasonry, and some like me who don't stop talking about it. It's our nature to, people and it's human nature. Some people are more quiet about Freemasonry. Some people like to talk more about it. So it just depends. Well, Howard Klager, I think it is. Not only would I describe Freemasonry as a uniting community in the sense that it unites Masons from around the world, I would also describe it as a uniting community in that I believe it makes communities as a whole stronger. If you have a Masonic lodge within your community, I think all of the evidence and bowling alone talks about this. I think all of the evidence is that it will ultimately be a more united, stronger, healthier community. Even if, let's say just 20% of the community are Freemasons, which would actually be a pretty decent number. The 100% of the community will be more united if they have more Freemasons therein. Gallup, don't look at me for financial advice. You are on your own. I should not be giving financial advice, but there is actually a channel called High Altitude Investing, which I recommend. This channel is not meant to give financial advice. Everything I say, you should understand and take with a grain of salt. But High Altitude Investing, he's a Mason out of Utah. He's a pretty cool dude. And he talks about some cool stuff. So, good. I'm glad it's guided you. And I appreciate you being here. Please take a moment. If you can, hit that like button and that subscribe button. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. And share the stream with others. Anything you can do is obviously much appreciated. Oh, Tickle is back. Welcome back. Good afternoon. My day was well. I'm just hanging out, doing this chat. When I have these 1 a.m. streams, I don't have any specific topics. Rather, I just hang out, wait to see who joins, and wait to see who wants to talk about Freemasonry. So any thoughts you have on Freemasonry? Again, positive, negative, or neutral. I'm going to be ending this stream soon because I got to get some sleep because I got a busy next few days. I've been swamped. It's great to have a growing YouTube channel, but that definitely also results in a lot of work. A lot of really fun work, but a lot of work nonetheless. As does Freemasonry. A lot of people think Freemasonry is just easy and relaxing, and it is, but it absolutely is a lot of work as well, especially if you're doing it right. I can talk about Freemasonry. I can talk about anything I want, nothing stopping me. There are things I choose not to talk about. And the reason I choose not to talk about it is not because I'm afraid or nervous, it's because I believe that talking about it would damage or would limit the bonds of brotherhood, right? By maintaining the privacy of our rituals, we maintain the bonds of brotherhood between past and future generations. I know many 33rd degree Masons who talk about Freemasonry, and I know many who don't. How much one does or does not talk about Freemasonry ultimately is a personal reflection, or it's them and a personal decision they're making. I think brotherhood is absolutely a valuable part of Freemasonry. It's not the exclusive benefit of Freemasonry, but it's certainly one of the main ones, and one of the best ones. 13 subs away from 3,100 subscribers. All right, I have to run. I'll be back in just 1 second. Hold on just one moment. Let's see if you guys don't mind hanging out with my co-host for a second. I do not know what the Path of Lions is. We can talk about it when I come back. Give me 2 minutes and I'll be right back. That's my co-host. He says hello. All right. I am back. Holy cow. Thank you for waiting around for me. Lions are the champions of the blind and deaf with a secondary focus on helping their local community. I've never heard of it before, but that's really interesting. Howard, if you don't mind my asking, if you're still there, how big is the Lions? Like you say, it's the largest civic organization in the world. Um, do you know how many members it has, either worldwide or even just within America, let's say? And please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. I very much appreciate it. I am 13 subs away from 3,100 subscribers. It's funny, a week ago I made a post saying, help me, we're on the road to 3,000 subs, help me get there. And one day later, I was at 3,087 subs, which is pretty incredible. So thank you to everybody who's helped make that possible. Thank you to everybody who supports this channel, Patreon, YouTube, Podbean for that matter. There's a million ways to support the channel, and I greatly appreciate them all. Just going to give it a little bit more time. As always, we're going to wait to see who joins. But I've never heard of the Lions. Let me check. Google.com. Lion Civic Organization. Oh, Lions Club International. Okay. We're uniting to serve key global causes and special initiatives to address some of the greatest challenges facing Mystic. I had 300 subs once. So did Mr. Beast. Honest to God, or honest to whomever, honest to the Supreme Being. It really is, in my experience, for whatever it is, just about time and commitment and not quitting. Just put your time and effort in and see how you do. But 300 subs, that means 300 people like your content, enough to subscribe, enough to watch. You should be proud. Total Tech. You can wear whatever you want to, right? No Freemason can ever tell you what you can or can't wear. That's silly if they do. What I will say, though, and I always give this warning to Masons, if you see somebody wearing, for example, a Masonic sweater or wearing a Masonic ring or jewelry or has the symbol on their car, that does not automatically mean they're a Freemason, as Total Tech just indicated. People find, Masonic clothing and they like the way it looks, or they find a ring, or they get a ring from their grandfather, or they purchase a ring because they like the design, either not knowing what it is or just knowing what it is and just liking the way it looks without wanting to join. So you have a responsibility. Just because you see somebody wearing a ring, wearing a sweatshirt, don't automatically assume that they're a Freemason. Still do your due diligence. I mean, Wahlberg is a handsome fella, so I'll take it. Stalkers, please hit like and subscribe. Your whole family should like and subscribe to this channel. That's what should happen. Leisha Smith, same thing. Well, so Freemasons did not build Stonehenge because Freemasonry came into existence a few thousand years after Stonehenge was built. But you could argue stonemasons built it almost by default, right? If you're building things from stone, then you are by default a stonemason, either a professional or amateur one. So stonemasons, by definition, would have built all stone structures throughout history, including Stonehenge. With an I, Aisha. Okay, Aisha, thank you for being here. Yes, maybe Merlin did build it. Well, if it's something I'm not supposed to talk about, I don't talk about it. But I make the decision as to what I will and will not discuss or talk about. And thank you, everybody, once again for being here. I hope everybody's doing well and having a great night. No worries, Aisha. I think you're new to the stream, right? I don't recall seeing your name before. You know, like, subscribe, super chat, follow me on Facebook, all that good jazz. Merlin was a fictional character. However, um, that's not to say maybe there are certain symbolic similarities between the character and Freemasonry. Um, there's actually a Merlin chapter of Widow's Sons, apparently. Okay, if I was transgender, would it make a difference, Lily? I'm still awesome, whether I was trans, straight, gay, or whatever member of the LGBT community I was, um, or am not. It's irrelevant to being a Freemason. Um, well, definitely not super. But if you hit the like and subscribe and become a member on Patreon at a $3 a month level, I'll send you a card. That's the best I can do. The rest, you're on your own. I'll take it. I like to think I'm conventionally attractive. What I ever do to you, super neat. I'm conventionally attractive. Thank you, Adam Smith. That's very kind of you. I don't know if I'm the nicest guy you've ever met. I think it depends on who you've been meeting. Having said that, I still appreciate that very much. No, you cannot, super, but you can hit the like and subscribe button. I mean, that's very kind of you. I do appreciate it very much. I don't know if I'm always as nice as I could be. I know a lot of people who would say I'm not always as nice as I could or should be. But hopefully, if nothing else, I try to be passionate. Aisha, you should not be doing that. You should find other things to watch if you want to be doing that. Believe me, this is the this is not the stream for that. That's for sure. You know, you say you can't hug your child with nuclear arms. What's interesting, I will say this, I was thinking about nuclear arms and nuclear weapons because I just watched A House of Dynamite from Netflix. Great movie. And it got me thinking there's this one scene where the American character or an American character is talking to a Russian character. The context is there's a nuclear weapon heading to America, scheduled to hit Chicago in like 20 minutes. And everybody's trying to figure out in that 20 minutes what to do and how to respond. There's this scene where you have an American and a Russian government officials talking to each other. It made me think, it made me wonder what would happen if they were both Freemasons? Would that engender a greater level of trust between the two? Would they be able to discuss things more frankly, more open, especially when the stakes are so high? There's this great line in the movie where the American says to the Russian, look, if we get this wrong, everybody's dead tomorrow. Because obviously, if they, the fear is America gets hit, America retaliates, everybody retaliates back, they all use nuclear weapons, and the entire world ends. Um, when the stakes are that high, would it be nice to know that on both sides of a conflict there are Freemasons who have a sense of brotherhood that in some way complements or is outside of their national allegiances? I don't know. I do not know, but I thought it was really interesting. Um, Eric Alvarez is new. Welcome, Eric Alvarez. Thank you for being here. Freemasonry. So Freemasons are members of Masonic lodges or, members of Freemasonry, which is a civic or social club that has existed for about 300 years and evolved from stonemason guilds. Um, why am I not a Christian preacher? Well, because I'm not a Christian per se, and being a preacher takes a very special set of skills, which I'm not sure I have. But I have nothing but great respect for Christian for Christians, obviously, but as well for preachers. I've known a lot of ones who are really dedicated to helping the community, helping their parish, their flock, their congregation, I guess is the term, and have done a lot of good in the community. Amalcone, whether I was transitioning or not, would it make a difference um, to the channel or to the fact that I'm a Freemason and proud of it? So I never discuss, my sexuality or gender or anything like that because YouTube is a very interesting place for that type of thing. I don't want to feed into it. I'm from Canada as well, so hello, Dylan. Thank you for being here once again. Truly wonderful to have you join. I am a safe space, I hope, for the LGBTQ community. However, LGBTQ people are pretty tough. I don't know if they need a safe space. Certainly not from me. They seem to be doing fine on their own. Or pretty, they're pretty tough without my help. Pig Lover 420, that's an interesting name. Maybe, maybe not. You can all decide for yourselves. I know I got an ugly face, Louise. I've grown to accept that about myself. You can still hit the like and subscribe button. That should not stop you from liking and subscribing and sharing this stream. We're going to be ending this stream shortly, though. These 1 a.m. streams, I tend to just go for 1 hour. I will be back on at 1 p.m. tomorrow for the Friday stream, talking about what we have coming up and what I'm super excited for. So I don't know a ton about it, Mystic Mountain. I'm not an expert on Stonehenge. I think the most likely explanation is they set up a series of logs and rolled the stones along the logs, combined with probably getting them on the water on, buoyant, I guess not canoes, but buoyant rafts, which they have been able to do with pretty heavy stones in the past. Same way they managed to move some stones in Egypt along the Nile River. Son, not a huge fan of Ben Shapiro. I'm not actually, honestly, son, I'm not a huge fan of the term alpha male. I think it's kind of a dumb term. I don't know where or why it came. I mean, growing up, all the men I admired in my life, including my father, I never once heard him refer to himself as an alpha male. I think that's kind of a silly term. Don't try to be an alpha male. Don't try to be a beta male. All that stuff is dumb. Just try to be a good person. Try to be kind. Try to contribute to the world. Try to contribute to the community. Try to build a better world and a better community, however it is you can do so. And let others judge whether you're quote unquote alpha enough, which is, like I said, I'm not a fan of that term. What I am, I'm not an alpha male, I'm not a beta male, I'm a Freemason, and being a Freemason is all I need to be. I'm not a Sigma male either. Sigma male is a dumb term as well. I'm a Freemason. Why is that not good enough? I'm me. Why is that not good enough? Why do I need to be? I don't know. I just think this weird obsession with being alpha or being Sigma. I actually, honestly, and I'm being serious, I think the consequence of the reason we see so much concern about like men trying to define themselves as alphas or as Sigmas or as whatever it is, I think that indicates a failure of Freemasonry. I think if Freemasonry was stronger within communities, was greater, had a greater influence in communities, a greater relevance within communities, and more men were Freemasons, they wouldn't be so obsessed with trying to define themselves with terms like alpha or sigma. They would rather just define themselves as brother, which is all they need to define themselves as. My chat is predictable, but that's okay. Predictability is good. It's a very unpredictable world. I do, also produce content that's a little bit, unique outside of the normal streams. However, the questions I get are pretty consistent. So I do try to provide, if I'm going to get consistent questions, I do try to get, at least as much as I can, predictable or consistent answers. Because if my answers change when the questions don't, that can indicate inconsistency or I don't know what I'm talking about. And if I do change my mind, which happens, I should explain why my answer is changing and why my mind has changed. I mean, I don't know a ton about the Sigma male thing. I knew Alpha and Beta. For a while, though, on my feed, I don't know why, I kept getting all these posts asking me or telling me that I was a Sigma male or what it means to be a Sigma male. It seemed kind of silly to me. All that stuff seems kind of silly to me, to be honest. Amok1, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Everybody, once you get to a certain age, poops themselves. Obviously, when I was a child, but I think we've all at some point or another eaten one Taco Bell meal too many. We've tempted the fates one too many times. And we've all experienced, needing to run into a store and find purchasing some new underwear and shorts. At least I have, and I'm not afraid to admit it. We've all, like I said, we've all had that Taco Bell lunch that has ended up betraying us. Thank you, Howard. It's going to be sack time for me very shortly, also. Well, that's too much, Nathan. You should talk to a doctor. That's way too much. I do not know what the situation is, Amok1. I do not know what a Giga Chad is or what that situation is. It sounds to me vaguely like it sounds to me vaguely like a technical term. Because isn't that some type of like technical or computer term? I have no idea. Um, I also have no idea what Trump's Executive Order 420 is. I think that sounds to me like something. Like, isn't 420 something to do with marijuana or weed? I don't know. I wish I could help you, but I cannot. I don't pay a lot of attention to outside of how it may affect Freemasonry, and there are very interesting ways that politics affects Freemasonry. I've always said you cannot separate the economic or political or social situation of a country from the Masonic situation they're in. So whenever the president does anything that I think will affect Freemasonry, I try to talk about it, and why I think it'll affect Freemasonry and how I think it'll affect Freemasonry. Beyond that, not a big fan of Trump, but that's my own personal opinion. Welcome, Order Car Official. Please hit like and subscribe. Thank you for being here. We're going to be ending this stream shortly, but I do appreciate you being here very much. There is Freemasonry in Pakistan. Well, thank you. It's great to be from Windsor. Windsor's a great city, one of the best. I generally think, genuinely think Windsor doesn't get the credit it deserves for being a really awesome city sometimes. But we have I genuinely believe this, especially downtown Windsor. I really like our city councilor. Our mayor's done a lot. I think, despite the fact that Windsor has its challenges, as every city does, and Windsor's downtown has its challenge, like every city does, or every downtown does, it's still doing pretty well. RM, please hit like and subscribe. I eat corn on the cob the long way, just like Goldberg and just like Dominic Mysterio. And if you know, you know. That is true, Adam. It is the only city in Canada where the USA is to the north, which I think is really cool. I would love to visit Pakistan. I don't have the money to do so right now. If you want to help me with that, do a 99-cent super chat. That would help out big time. We're going to be ending this stream shortly. I mean, I think there are those things everywhere. There's no reason to talk bad about a country, though. Even Pakistan, any country. Canada has problems. America has problems. But I'm sure it's also got a lot of beautiful scenery, beautiful people, really awesome Freemasonry. There is a lot of really wonderful things, I'm sure, in any country. Well, order. I'm not going to do that. If you want to get in touch with me or you want to learn more about Freemasonry or my channel, it's info@squareandcompass.ca. And consider supporting the channel through a super chat. Liking, subscribing, commenting, all that good jazz. Thank you, Samantha. That's very kind. I try to have a great attitude. I don't always succeed by any means, but that's true for everything, right? Everybody, it's not about being perfect or having the greatest, having the greatest attitude all the time. It's about trying your best. Adam, that's much appreciated. Thank you for being here. Just you being here on the stream, hitting the like and subscribe button is plenty of support and is greatly appreciated. Son, that's a good question. I have no idea. I heard of one who was played for the Montreal. I can't even think of the name of the team. I don't follow hockey. One NHL player from Montreal who was a Freemason. At least so I heard. But having said that, I don't know for sure. I don't think anybody has any number for sure. I mean, less than there used to be. As Freemason and number of Freemasons in the world drops, so too will the number of Masons in any profession, whether it be professional sports, professional athletes, professional custodians, janitors, through to anybody else. All right, Christopher, that's not the case. Muslims are welcome in the chat as they are welcome in Freemasonry. I mean, I don't know if it'd be beneficial for them. I think Freemasonry is beneficial for everybody. I think professional athletes, especially ones who are on professional sports teams, it may not be so much that Freemasonry is beneficial for them. It may be more that Freemasonry is a good fit for them because they're already going to have certain kind of ideas or trends or beliefs that fit well into Freemasonry. They're more likely to believe in teamwork. They're more likely to care. They're more likely to believe in teamwork. They're more likely to work well in groups. They're more likely to be coachable, all of which will be of benefit to joining Freemasonry, especially at the early stage. Well, one of the most famous ones would be Damien Sandow, Aaron, as well as Harley Race. He was actually, I found out Harley Race was a Freemason and was the Tyler of his lodge. The safest Masonic lodge in the world, if Harley Race is your Tyler. That is not true, Christopher. I am not a reviler of anyone's religion. No, Damien Sandow. Aaron, I can't think of his name now. He wrestled as Damien Sandow in WWE. Aaron Stevens. I do not, North Coast. I'm missing my legs. I was born missing my legs, which is okay because I get a cool wheelchair out of it. And did not stop me from joining Freemasonry. So there's that as well. I was in a European country. I've been in a few European. Well, actually, I shouldn't say been in a few. I've been in the United Kingdom in Europe. Loved it. Thought it was wonderful. And I've been friends with plenty of Muslims. I've sat in plenty of lodges with Muslims, both Masonic lodges and just day-to-day life, hanging out with Muslims. Great people. They're not trying to destroy anything. Well, I mean, I was in London, and then I was in Newcastle, and then I was in Edinburgh, and I was in the suburbs of Newcastle. So I don't know. What I saw was a pretty good city and a pretty great country. I don't want to throw up gang signs. I don't know what that means. I mean, I'm not a religious expert, order car. I mean, it's not my place to really tell anybody about the Muslim faith beyond what I can say in my personal experiences, which is the Muslims, all the Muslims I've known and either been brothers with or been friends with or known in my life have been wonderful people. In fact, I spent just a day in Dubai waiting for planes. The people of Dubai were wonderful. They were kind, and it was a great time. Um, nice tribal chief, one of the goats. In terms of the two greatest professional wrestlers of all time, I kind of feel like it's got to be John Cena and Roman Reigns, or at least the two greatest since, let's say, 2010 to 2015, Roman Reigns and John Cena. Um, Hey, welcome, Smokey. Thank you for being here. We're going to be ending this stream very shortly. We're doing it about in another 5 minutes. I don't believe in Allah because I'm not a Muslim personally, in the same way I'm not a Christian necessarily, but I have respect for everybody's faith, including those of the Muslim faith. Um, Yeah, nobody needs to be quiet though. It's fine, North Coast. You're still welcome to be on the stream. Smokey, calm down. It's wonderful to have anybody and everybody wants to join. If someone gets annoying, don't worry. I can always, put them in timeout. But North Coast, you don't need to apologize. You're nowhere near getting. You don't have to worry about that. Christopher, if you are Christian, then good for you. I'm sure that your faith brings you a great deal of peace and comfort, which is awesome. For other people, they may get it through, they may get that same peace through the Muslim faith, and that's perfectly fine as well. So everybody kind of finds their own religion and their own religious understanding. Who knows how it is they find it? They could find it through family, through their own searching, through what their heart tells them. Thank you, El Doof. Happy Hanukkah to you as well. Please hit like and subscribe in honor of Hanukkah. I'm just kidding. I shouldn't, use religion to promote the channel. Just please hit like and subscribe. Help the channel grow. We are 12 subs away from 3,100 subscribers. I would not. Freemasonry is not a religion. Freemasonry is a civic organization or a civil organization. Really a civic organization. It's not a religion. It welcomes men of all different faiths, but it's not a religion itself. That's true, but I would never say to anybody, in honor of Christmas or in honor of Hanukkah, hit the like and subscribe button. In honor of Hanukkah, in honor of Christmas, take the time to hug a loved one, to hang out with friends, and to enjoy the company of those around you. That's what you should do in honor of Hanukkah, in honor of Christmas. Having said that, Al Doofus, that is incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much. That's a very kind thing to do, and is truly, truly appreciated. So again, maybe I wouldn't say in honor of Hanukkah per se. What I will say is, Al Doofus, I am truly grateful for that. Thank you so much. Well, I think Freemasonry, it's not a religious thing per se. I think when Freemasonry was developing its ceremonies and its rituals and its practices, it was drawing from a base. It's almost like drawing from a well, drawing from a base. And that base, it's taking symbolism from Judaism, from Islam, from Christianity, from Stoic philosophy, not just religions, from Enlightenment era philosophy, from political philosophies, and melding them into this thing we call Freemasonry and our rituals. But that's not to say it's a religion. It's just drawing on symbolism from religions, philosophies, mythologies, etc., etc. Freemasonry is not Kabbalah. Freemasonry borrowed from Kabbalah, but it borrowed from a lot of different sources. That's just one of many. Um, oh, well, then I said it incorrectly, so I'm very sorry. Freemasonry is not a group based on religion. It's a group based on stone Masonic guilds from the Middle Ages. So if I did say it was based on religion, that was incorrect, and I apologize for that. Um, We should, Samantha Watkins. We absolutely should, and we don't do it nearly enough. Within Freemasonry, we are encouraged to, on our own time, learn about geometry, and we're given some very basic facts through ritual about geometric principles. When I say basic, I mean incredibly basic. We should be spending um, far more time learning about sacred geometry than we do, to be perfectly honest. I think that's one of our biggest mistakes is we don't talk enough about not just sacred geometry, but just geometry in general. Um, uh, I really think that is an area where we as Freemasons fall down upon. Like I would love to every like let's say second or third Masonic meeting have some type of a lecture about geometry. It's something I try to do when it comes to my channel. I've had interviews with mathematicians and scientists who talk about geometry and how we use geometry to understand the universe. Um, the Earth is not flat. 5676. The Earth is a sphere. I'm willing to go on record with that. North Coast, you may see what you whatever you think you see, it's incorrect. I'm not even trying to promote Freemasonry per se. Certainly not trying to promote Freemasonry to um, I'm trying to promote the ways Freemasonry was and is relevant to the communities in which it's located. And that's it. Beyond that, I let people decide for themselves. Well, Square and Compass Promotions, the reason I called it that, it's interesting. Um, so technically, it's the symbol in Freemasonry is called the square and compasses. It's meant to be plural. I called it square and compass because I wanted people to recognize and understand that yes, this is about Freemasonry, but this is about my views on Freemasonry, not an official doctrine or official Masonic policy, right? That's why if I called it square and compasses, I felt like it would be easier for people to assume that, how do I put it, that it's representative of an official viewpoint as opposed to my own viewpoint. Um, we did not build the evil that's present in the world too evil to hope. We, in my opinion, as much as possible, have built some of the better aspects of the world. But that's my own personal opinion. I think Freemasonry, certainly if nothing else, has built a lot of good men or helped a lot of good men build themselves into better men, and for that matter, women as well. And I think that Freemasonry can not maybe tear down evil per se, but rather can build a wall to protect good from the evil in the world. Um, well, I'm not going to talk North Coast about what happens within Masonic ceremonies. What I will say is there are brethren who can assist as is necessary to assist me when it comes to Masonic rituals. One of the beautiful things about Freemasonry is that there's something I can't do, others can do it for me. And that's just a example of Masonic brotherhood. I like garlic bread as well. I prefer paying for my masonry. Well, I think you're talking about stone masonry, which you should pay for because they're craftsmen, they're professionals, and they should be paid. Freemasonry is a different thing. We're not building anything literal. We're building metaphorically, both ourselves and our communities. Um, all right, North. I do love HVAC, but I think I have to put you in a quick timeout for a couple minutes. I'm going to be ending the stream shortly, anyways, because I am pooped and it's 2 in the morning and I'm swamped and I got to wake up early tomorrow to do some more work. The leaders are not evil. Freemasons leaders are not satanic. I know people like to say that. There are no leaders in Freemasonry in the way you describe it, heck, or the way you think 390. Like, I'm a leader in Freemasonry. I'm a worshipful master of my lodge, and I'm very active in lodges. I don't think I am myself satanic, but I guess others can decide for me. Pinth, I do not. Please hit like and subscribe. Um, Yes, Indiana, he was. He was actually famous or well known for being very active as a Freemason. Even when he would travel for his presidential duties, he would still take the time to visit Masonic lodges. I don't know when the next local show is, OT. I think you're talking about wrestling, but maybe in January. If I know anything, I'll definitely mention it on my social media channels. That's for sure. Welcome, Stroking. Things are going well. I'm not going to be on for too much longer, though. I'm going to be taking a break. I'll be back on at 1 p.m., though. All right, guys. Thank you all so much for being here. I'll talk to y'all soon. Thank you again, Jay, for the awesome, awesome super chat. It's truly, truly appreciated and greatly honored. All right. Pick me up when you go. I'll see what I can do. And God bless you, Indiana. Hope to see you all soon. Talk to y'all later.